Hashem Yahweh Shah Baraka Thumb. My brothers, Yahweh Shemal, the Thun by Hashem Yahweh Shah, the sisters. I'm preaching over so 5,000 Rakab at Israelite School of UBK. Start out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. You understand? We've been dropping this truth since 1969. Teaching all so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. All right. Turn this down real quick. No sweat. All right, solid. All right, yeah. So we've been dropping the truth, teaching the truth according to the Bible to all so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. All right. And you know, something very major that's absent in the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community is brotherhood. You know what I mean? We fall out for the most, you know, minuscule things. You know what I mean? And understandably so, you know, given the fact that we've been oppressed in this kingdom to the point where we don't even understand, you know, who we are as a people, nor do we understand that there's not only a culture or you know what I mean, an identity that pertains to us specifically that, you know, would enable us to appreciate the values of brotherhood, you know what I mean, in totality. But you know what I mean, we've been deprived of that. You know what I mean? And the Christian church and the Muslim mosque hasn't really, I wouldn't say hasn't really, but, you know, definitely hasn't in any capacity, you know, delivered to us, you know, what was rightfully ours. You know what I mean? And rightfully ours for our benefit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And delivering that to us, you know what I mean? You know, meaning delivering to us that we are the true, the authentic Israelites of biblical antiquity, you know, and delivering that to us, that gives us, you know, purpose in life. You know what I mean? Right now, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't have purpose. That's why you got the so-called Native Indians, they drinking themselves, you know what I mean, to death on them reservations. You know what I mean? We out here living, you know, we out here living lives that are suicidal. You know what I mean? Why? Because we don't value our life. You know what I mean? We don't value the life of another black man that's in a struggle with us. You understand? And we frustrated and we upset. And, you know, because we've been oppressed, you know, to such a great capacity, you know, that it reflects not in the right way. You know what I mean? The way that it should reflect is on who is inflicting that oppression. But, you know, it's not affecting who's inflicting the oppression, but rather affecting the oppressed. You know what I mean? The brother that live in the projects next to you, you know what I mean, that don't know, you know, what his next meal is gonna be. You know what I mean? He on the block trying to get a little something up. You know what I mean? Him and his man's gonna go to the corner and split something or something like that. You know what I mean? They trying to get right, put a little food in their belly or what have you. You know what I mean? They don't have that. You know what I mean? So with that being said though, what I wanted to get into is I wanted to get into why is these tags on here? It's lucky. I'm just trying to see something. Why these tags on here? Okay. I'm not understanding. However, you know, we'll leave that for after the class. But I don't understand why that's on there like that. Alright, no sweat. But you know, black on black crime, you know, Hispanic, you know, when we say black, we talking about black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. When we say black on black crime, we talking about all the tribes. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to get into today. And I wanted to show how, you know, the solution for black on black crime is located in our historical records, which is the Bible. All right. So with that, let me see if I want to start there. Let me see. You know what I mean? Oh, first, let me do something real quick, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is unacceptable as of lately, y'all. But I definitely got to do this. I don't know why I haven't been. If y'all want to call in, y'all see the number right there up on the corner, right? You know what I mean? That number right there on the corner is that number right there is the call-in number. So if you want to call in, definitely call in. You know what I mean? If you have any questions or what have you, you could call into the number, and I'll answer your question to the best of my ability. But nonetheless, I will provide you an answer to your question. All right? So just call in, use that extension that's provided right there, and no sweat. Okay. All right, yeah. So call into the number. Call into that number. All right. If you want to, you know, participate in the class or what have you. You know what I mean? Maybe you want to read or something like that. All right. And if I don't happen to hear you on the Uber conference, what you could do is you could just text it on the YouTube live chat that you're on the call. You know what I mean? Put your check-in information, say you're on the call, and then when you do that, then I'll know to check into it. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep it on a off speaker, so that way it doesn't interfere with the mic. All right. And you know, everybody ain't catching that Edomite music, which is definitely unbearable. You know what I mean, and void of all flavor. You know what I mean? Salakia. Okay, so with that being said, though, you know what I mean? Yeah, hit that joint, hit that, and then also, you know what I mean? Make sure y'all like, leave a comment or something like that. Share the video, Baba Kashar, which means please in Hebrew. You know what I mean? Share the video, what have you. You know what I mean? So that way we can spread this truth, or what, and all that. All right. But without any further ado, you know what I mean, I wanted to get into black on black crime. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off in the Old Testament with Moses, right? You know, because we talk about, you know, I don't know what it is in Edomites. When I say Edomites, that's referring to the so-called, that's the biblical name for the so-called Europeans. All right. That's their biblical name. You know what I mean? That's who they truly are the Edomites according to the Bible. But you know, to get back to the point, I don't understand. I really don't understand how they whenever we talk about, it's definitely bound to come up whenever like with the brother that just was murdered by those two white men, the brother that was jogging, you know what I mean, that got murdered by those two white men, you know what I mean. We it's like it's almost unacceptable for us to express our our frustration, with the fact that our people are being brutally murdered inside of this kingdom, without any just cause. A brother taking a run down the block, a jog down the block, or what have you, and you got two Edomites, you got two so-called Europeans who decide to take his life for that fact. Like they just don't hate righteously. And it's crazy. And when you start to convict them, when you start to charge them for the crimes that they commit against us, what they say is, well, what about black on black crime? What about black on black crime, right? Now, that's the whole thing. Like it's, man, and it's like, to the reason why they're saying, well, what about black on black crime, is to be the snake in the garden. You know what I mean? Because now, you got our people who, will keep it real and will say, well, our people we are killing each other. We are killing each other. We're not saying that we don't have problems that we have to fix, right? That's not what we're saying. We're not saying we have problems that we have to fix. However, what we are saying is that regardless of the problems that we have to fix amongst ourselves, regardless of the problems that we have to fix amongst ourselves, it doesn't negate the fact that, our oppressor is brutalizing us. Our oppressor is murdering us dead in the street. He's committing acts of war against us. Although we may be committing, crimes against each other, they're committing acts of war against our people. Acts of war that are being unanswered. And when I say unanswered, I'm saying that because there's never a conviction that follows with the crime that they commit on our people. Salaki, the war crimes that they commit on our people. War crimes such as, murdering a brother for jogging down the street. Like, it's almost, unimaginable for a second. If you get caught up in this kingdom and thinking that you're a part of it, and you want to cast your vote here, and and you're fully entangled and intertwined with this society. It's hard to understand that. But someone who's disassociated from the society, meaning when I say disassociated, when I say that, I mean free. A free man, a free woman, we can clearly see what's going on out here. Can clearly see exactly what's going on. It's evident what's going on. And although we got problems amongst ourselves, which is a definite, it never negates the fact that they're committing war crimes against our people, and have been committing war crimes against our people and been getting away with it scot-free. They've been getting away with them war crimes scot-free. So like, and now black on black crime. Salaki, get on it, right? Let me just pull the scripture real quick. I don't want to, rant on or whatever. I just want to get to the scriptures. Y'all bear with me one quick second. Go to Exodus, the 2nd chapter, all right? We're going to go to Exodus, the 2nd chapter. All right. Y'all rolling with a priest. Why do y'all rolling with a priest? You know what I mean? So now we'll go to Exodus, the second chapter. You know what I mean? I'm going to show y'all where black on black crime comes from. Okay? And regardless of the fact that we got black on black crime, you know what I mean? You can attribute that all to the oppressor. You understand? Because of, how destroyed we are. You know what I mean? Like, being black, Hispanic, or Native Indian is not something that's valued inside of this kingdom. You know what I mean? That's why everybody aspires to be Shulaki. That's why everybody aspires to be like our oppressor. You know what I mean? That's the thing to be. You know what I mean? Because you can murder a Negro and get away scot-free. You know what I mean? Let's go to Exodus 2 and let me see. God. Right. God. Right. God. Alright, no sweat. Alright, so we're gonna start at Exodus 2 and verse 11, alright? And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, right? So now you got Moses. Moses grew up in Egypt, right? Moses grew up in Egypt, under the Ethiopians. And now he's fully grown, all right? His name, Salaki, was grown, Salaki, that he went out unto his brethren, right? And looked on their burdens, right? So he went out unto his brethren. Who was Moses' brethren? Moses' brethren are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Ephraim, Manasseh, Levi, all the 12 tribes that make up the nation of Israel. That's who Moses' brethren are. Moses being a Levite himself, you know what I mean, which would be the so-called Haitians. All right. Moses being a Levite himself. Salaki, I put some weight in that thing too. You know what I mean? I put some weight in it. But Moses being a Levite, you know what I'm saying, his brethren were the Israelites. All right? So he went out to see his brothers and looked on their burdens. And looked on their burdens meaning, you know what I mean, he seen his brothers in the slaveries that they was working. You know what I mean? Like, just to make it understandable, you go out here and you see our people and they working for the oppressor, whatever they doing for them, whether they, at the convenience stores or, you know what I'm saying, wherever they at and what they doing in the burden that they doing, you know what I mean? Because of course, you know what I mean, working for another nation is a burden, you know what I mean? And building up their nation is a burden, you know what I mean? Like we going to the slavery every day to build up someone else's empire. You know what I mean? We're not going to the slavery every day to build up our own empire. We building up somebody else's empire and their wealth. You know what I mean? Their company is flourishing. You know what I mean? Because of the grievous work the burdensome work that we do. You know what I mean? So that's why their companies are flourishing or what have you. And Moses went out and he saw, the slaveries that his brothers was doing. All right? He saw the burdens. All right? So let's read on. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew. Right? So now, you know what I mean? So he and Moses in the cut now. You know what I mean? And he's like, yo, what's going on here? You know what I mean? He's seeing an Egyptian, which would be a so-called African, smiting a Hebrew, mean beating up on a Hebrew. Okay? Beating up on an Israelite. Beating up on a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. You know what I mean? The same way our slave masters used to beat our backs in with the whip. You know what I mean? So Moses, he in the cut, and you know what I mean? He privately sees, you know what I mean, one of these heathens smiting one of his brothers. All right? You know what I mean? Like they try to do to us in slavery. Like, let's say you wasn't working fast enough. What you think the overseer was there for? You know what I mean? The overseer was there to make sure that you pick that cotton fast enough. You know what I mean? They need a certain amount of cotton picked, and you must pick it. You know what I mean? You can't be out there slow poking around. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, they're not going to get as much money as they could get if you retrieving more of the produce. If you got more product, you're going to make more money. You know what I mean? The way that you get more product, you know what I mean? In that instance is by how fast you are able to retrieve the product. You know what I mean? The product being the cotton. So if you can get more cotton in the bag, you know what I mean, before the end of the day is up, that's more product that you have to sell. So these heathens, you know what I mean, the overseer, they breaking your back in. You know what I mean? They looking at, I gotta make the most money I can make. You know what I mean? And this Hebrew, he's not picking my cotton fast enough. He only has a quarter, not even a quarter of the bag full. You understand? He don't have nothing but a quarter of the bag full. By now, you know what I mean? Checking the watch, hold up. By now, he should have half the bag full. You know what I mean? He's not giving it all that he can give. You know what I mean? Whoosh, whoosh. You understand? He get the whipping on him. Why? To make him speed that thing up. So now he get more product to sell and he can get richer. You understand? And Moses seeing that, he's like, yo, this is crazy. You understand? He see what's going on out here. It really going on. All right? Let's read on. One of Salakia and spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew. Right? A Hebrew, as we discussed, would be an Israelite in this context. Okay? One of his brethren, because Moses was an Israelite, his brethren were Israelites. Okay? Just like, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we all brothers and sisters today. All right? So let's read on. Verse 12. And he looked this way and that way. All right, so as we know, Moses right now, he's in a cut. All right, no one sees Moses. So Moses has observed what has been taking place. You know what I mean? Meaning he's been seeing the mistreatment of his people. He's been seeing how his people have been tormented for the benefit of their oppressor, which at this time would be the so-called Africans, right? So he's seeing it, and, the brother, it says he looked this way and he looked that way. Why was he looking this way and he was looking that way? To make sure that the coast was clear. The coast was clear, Salakia. You know what I mean? That's why he looked this way and he looked that way, to make sure that the coast was clear. You know what I mean? And we about to see why. All right? So let's read on. And so let's read it from the top of 12. And he looked this way and he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, right? So he looked this way and he looked that way. And he said, "There's nobody over here," right? As you know, when you're trying to when you're trying to commit a crime, you know what I mean? You want to make sure that there are no witnesses to see that you've committed that crime. Because if there's no witnesses, you know what I mean, you'll get away with it more than likely. All right? That's why you try not to get seen by the cameras. You know what I mean? You got brothers, they put the mask on or what have you. You know what I mean? They don't want to be seen by the cameras. If there's a witness, they'll murder the witness. You know what I mean? So that way they don't get caught up. All right? So that's what Moses was doing. Moses was checking and he was making sure the coast was clear. And he like, all right, there's nobody here. There's no witnesses. So let's see why he did that. Let's read on. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian. Right? So when he saw that there was no man, now what Moses did wasn't right. You know what I mean? It was, he had the right spirit behind it, but what he did physically was, not the right thing to do. All right. So he smit the, meaning he killed the Egyptian. You know what I mean? He killed that Ethiopian for harming one of his brothers. You know what I mean? Much like you'll have some simple Negroes that'll tell you to go out here today, you know what I mean, for the brother that was just recently murdered, you know what I mean, the brother that was just recently murdered by the hand of our oppressor, right? His descendants, they'll tell you to go pick up arms and go to war with them, right? He slew the Egyptian. Sloggy. But that's not what we saying. Sloggy. That's not what we saying. We're not saying to do that. You know what I'm saying? So Moses had the right spirit. Meaning when I say he had the right spirit, I'm saying that he was right to want justice for the crimes that were being committed against his people. All right. So Moses was right for that. All right. And you know what I mean? To want to deliver justice to his brothers for the wrong that was being committed against them. You know what I mean? That was definitely right in the spirit. But, going out and murdering the heathen. Going out and murdering this man that is inflicting us with such torment is not the solution. You know what I mean? There's a way to channel your aggression, and there's a way to channel your aggression and make it effective. You understand? This was not the most effective way to channel your aggression. You understand? To go out there and let's say you going, just go on a killing spree and start killing white people or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, that's not going to do anything. All right? That's definitely not going to spark anything. It's not going to do anything to, wake our people up. You know what I mean? The only thing it's going to do is paint you as a racist. You know what I mean? Like you go out there and you start killing them the same way that they killed us. You know what I mean? We ain't no better than them. You understand? We ain't no better than them. If we do everything that they did to us, it doesn't make us right. You know what I mean? That doesn't make us right if they do everything. I mean, they raped us. You know what I mean? Do we want to rape their women? No, we don't want to rape their women. You understand? Does justice need to be delivered for them raping our women? Yes, it does. You understand? However, we are not to take that justice in our own hands. All right, so that's why Moses was incorrect in what he did, you know what I mean, in slaying the Egyptian that was beating on his brother. You know what I mean? But let's read on. And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. So Moses caught a body. You know what I'm saying? Moses caught a body and he dug a ditch and he put him in the ditch. You know what I'm saying? He caught the body, he hid the body. All right. Let's read on. And when he went out the second day, so now this is after Moses caught the body on the Egyptian that was beating his brother's back in. So now after he did that, he tucks in. He comes out the next day to see, you know what I mean? Like brothers do, see what the word is on the block. You know what I mean? So he come outside. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. Right? 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. All right? So now we starting to see what's going on here. So let's observe it for a second, right? Now, you mean to tell me that there's someone that is physically, spiritually oppressing us? In this case, during Moses' time, would be being the Egyptians, right? So you telling me that there's someone during this time period who is oppressing our people, and Moses, he's just a righteous brother. He got that spirit on him. Yeah, he slew the Egyptian, but the brother that was getting his back beat in, what did he do? The brother that was getting his back beat in, he was getting his back beat in. You know what I mean? He didn't take vengeance up on the cat that beat his back in. Moses did. You understand? So now Moses comes out, you know what I mean? He's seeing what's going on in the field. He checking everything out, and now he comes out, and now it's not an Egyptian that's smiting a Hebrew. You got 2 Hebrews fighting. Meaning you got 2 black people on the corner fighting about something. You know what I mean? You got 2 of our people on the corner and we fighting. You know what I mean? So let's read on. Bear with me one second. Behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. That's what it means when it say they strove together, meaning they was fighting, physically fighting, all right? And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? You know what I mean? So he see the cats fighting, they boxing, and he like, well, why are you beating up on this brother for, man? What's going on out here, man? What you beating up? What's going on? Why are we fighting out here? All right? So Moses trying to roll through, and he trying to lay the correction game down. He trying to correct these brothers. He trying to see what's going on, and he trying to put an end to this senseless violence that he see going on amongst them. Because, of course, you know what I mean, this is definitely violence that, could be regarded as senseless because, there's some man smiting you because you're not working hard enough. There's a master out here whipping your back in because you're not picking cotton fast enough. Now, I'm not saying they was picking cotton. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to see, bring it to y'all like that. But I'm saying there's not somebody out here that's, you're not picking cotton fast enough. You know what I mean? So now, of course, this is a senseless fight that's taking place. So he said to his fellow, he said to the brother that did the wrong, meaning there's 2 parties, okay? You got 2 brothers, and one brother's right and one brother's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, whatever the disagreement may be on, you know what I mean, regardless. But the brother that did the wrong, that initiated the violence, Moses is saying, why are you smiting your fellow? Meaning, why are you smiting your brother? That's you know what I mean? That's your friend right now. You know what I mean? This is who we should look at. Black people, we should look at each other like we're allies. You understand? Like, why would we smite each other? You know what I mean? We can join forces and become something unstoppable. You know what I mean? Because once again, brotherhood is a weapon. You know what I mean? We could like, we could kill each other on this corner. But if we don't kill each other and we join forces, now, you understand? Now, if we join forces, good night. You know what I mean? We could become something unbearable, for our oppressor. You know what I mean? But let's read on, though. He slew the Egyptians. Oh, Slagi. Let's read 14. All right? And he said, this is talking about the brother who Moses was speaking to that was violated. All right? And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Right? So now it's like, you know what I'm saying? The brother out here, he like, who is you, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who made you? Who made you who made you a prince and a judge over us? Like, who are you to judge me? You understand? Who are you to be judging me? Like, we hear that all the time. You're judging people. You understand? You're judging people. The brother talking like, man, who are you to be judging? Who made you a prince? Who made you a judge? You know what I mean? Let's read on. Shalaki. Who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the Egyptian? So now, the brother caught wind of this body that he caught. You know what I mean? Meaning he knew Moses killed this man. He knew Moses killed the Egyptian that the prior day, you know what I mean, for what he was doing to the other brother. But he like, who are you talking to? Like, who made you a prince and a judge over us? You out here killing people. Like, you know what I mean? How you gonna tell somebody to stop killing people? How you gonna tell somebody to stop fighting when you out here killing people? You understand? Let's read on. And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. You know what I mean? So now Moses like, oh snap, they know I done caught that body. You know what I'm saying? He said, oh snap, man. Hold up, surely this thing is known. Like, oh, they know now. I thought nobody knew. You know what I mean? I looked around, the coast was clear. You know what I mean? I did my dirt. I got out of there. I buried the body. You know what I'm saying? And now he like, oh no. This brother know I handle that business. Right? So let's read on. Let's see if that might be it on that. But yeah, so that's it on that. But once again, you know what I mean? Black on black crime comes from being oppressed. You understand? That's the origin of black on black crime. Because, you know what I mean? Like, versus taking your you know you can't take your frustration out on your taskmaster. You understand? Because you are susceptible. You are susceptible to being the first one fired. You know what I mean? And you got all that built up frustration, you know what I mean, from dealing with frustration from being dealt with so rigorously by the man that's making us pick cotton. You know what I mean? And we so oppressed and we know we can't go against him. You know what I mean? So who do we go against? We go against the brother that looks just like us, that's suffering just like us. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Somebody step on your shoe, you know what I mean? That was the last straw. You know what I mean? Everything is upsetting you. We be coming up. We get upset at everything because everything is upsetting about our lifestyle because we are slaves inside of America. You know what I mean? Everything is frustrating, upsetting, and it's because we are slaves inside of this kingdom. And you know what I mean? We know. Listen, all that so-called radical talk, all that so-called, you know what I mean? We gonna go out here and we gonna get guns and do this and do that. You know what I mean? All that sounds good, but 99% of brothers and sisters is not about to go do that. I can guarantee you it right now. You understand? You you can't even stop eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You know what I mean? How you gonna go to war with the oppressor? How you gonna go to war with your slave master and you can't stop eating pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster? If you can't stop smoking cigarettes, how you gonna go to war with the oppressor? You know you can't go to war with him. You know what I mean? So it sound good, but ultimately, that's never going to happen. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? We know that, and because of that, we are more susceptible to, and how would I say? We're more susceptible to release our frustration on someone that society or our slave master doesn't value. You know what I mean? Which is another slave. You know what I mean? Our society doesn't value another slave. You understand? So when you figure out who you gonna take, when we figure out who we gonna take our frustration out on, we look at the brother next door to us. We look at the sister next door to us. You know what I mean? Because we say, yeah, you know what I mean? I'll take it out on them because nothing is going to happen to me. You know what I mean? Yet that police officer pull up behind you. You know what I mean? You see that police behind you, you like, oh man, this is horrible. You know what I mean? Now you shaking in your boots. But when it's another brother or sister, we are very emboldened. You know what I mean? We are bold when it comes to another brother or sister. Alright? And that's because this kingdom doesn't value another slave. You know what I mean? Okay, Salakia. So, with that being said, you know what I mean? That's why we have black on black crime to the extent that we do. It's because we have been continuously oppressed inside of this kingdom. And, it's easier to take out our frustration on each other than it is the oppressor. Alright? And, like I said, to the way that you take out your frustration on the oppressor is not, to go kill him. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody soup you up to go out there and go, start killing white people or something like that. You know what I mean? Because of all the, the senseless and, senseless acts of murder that they committed against us. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody go up there and soup you up to do that. The strongest thing you can do, the absolute strongest thing you could do is to join your brothers. You know what I mean? Because they have a whole divide and conquer strategy. Alright? They whole divide and conquer strategy is to keep us divided against each other. You know what I mean? Because if we sitting here focusing on each other, looking at each other like, man, this cat right here, this brother right here, he's an enemy to me. You know what I mean? Puerto Ricans don't get along with black people, Dominicans and Haitians not getting along with each other. You know what I mean? Mexicans and, all diverse sorts of Hispanic tribes, they don't they don't flow together. You know what I mean? We all hating each other for various reasons, right? We all hate each other for various reasons. However, we come out here and we blaze on our oppressor, the oppressor of us all. You know what I mean? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have the same oppressor. You come out here and you blaze on them. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, we're going to try to save the oppressor. You know what I mean? We giving the judgment. We giving the judgment that they're gonna be judged in the Lord. Shalakia is causing all these, diverse sorts of punishments, such as the COVID-19 or what have you, and future punishments to come, like famine and all of these things. You know what I mean? We try to save our oppressor. You understand? We definitely try to save the oppressor. You know what I mean? But when it comes to each other, it's not that same type of compassion. You know what I mean? We hate each other, and we have to fix that. We have to fix the hate that we have amongst one another. All right. And when we start to realize that we have a common enemy, you know what I mean? We have a common enemy. We have a common identity. We are the same people. You know what I mean? Violence will not be, the solution. You understand? Because, otherwise, our oppressor wouldn't go through all of the trouble that he's went through to make sure that we stay pitted against each other. You know what I mean? That's obviously the most important thing to him. You know what I mean? The most important thing to our oppressor is to make sure that we stay divided amongst each other. You know what I mean? That Haitians continue to hate Dominicans. You know what I mean? That Puerto Ricans continue to hate Dominicans, vice versa. You know what I mean? That Mexicans continue to hate black people, and black people continue to hate Mexicans because they taking all the jobs and all of this and all of that. You understand? All of this stupidity, all of this nonsense. All right? But, you know what I mean? Really, what we should do is absolutely separate from this our oppressor. You know what I mean? Take our love away from him. Take our love away from the oppressor. All of that love that we give to our oppressor, you know what I mean? We should take it from him, and we should give it to each other. You understand? We should take it from him and give it to each other. You know what I mean? Because the Lord knows we the ones that need it. I think they get enough love as it is. All right? They have enough love as it is. If there's anybody on the earth that needs love, it's our people. You know what I mean? Because surely we've been hated by this kingdom, you know what I mean, to the point of no end. We've been hated by this kingdom. We've been hated by this kingdom so much so that we can't even jog down the street without being murdered. You understand? We've been hated so much so inside of this kingdom that we can't own a legal firearm without being murdered for having a firearm. You understand? We've been hated so much so in this kingdom that, you can't hold a cell phone in your hand, because if you hold a cell phone, it's perceived to be a weapon. You know what I mean? We've been hated to the point of no end. We've been hated in the cotton fields. We've been hated, by the police force. We've been hated by the government who enacts the laws. You know what I mean? We've been hated by everyone. So if there's anyone that needs love, if there's anyone that needs to be shown love, it's us. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't expect it from a man that put us in his cotton field. We shouldn't expect love from the same man that murders you when you jogging down the street. We shouldn't expect love from a man that will put you and your children inside of a cage and make you brush your teeth out of a toilet bowl and drink water out of a toilet bowl. We shouldn't expect love from that man. You know what I mean? We should expect him to hate us. All right? And because they hate us, we should never give them our love. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be a complete idiot to give that man your love. The same man that put you in a goddamn cage and make you brush your teeth and drink water and feed your baby water out the goddamn, urinal. You understand? We have to be complete idiots. You know what I mean? To love the man that raped our forefathers and raped our foremothers. You know what I mean? We have to be complete idiots to love that man that raped our forefathers, raped our foremothers, you understand? That enslaved us, made us pick their cotton, stole the land from under our feet. You know what I mean? We have to be complete idiots to give them our love. You know what I mean? They've done nothing but harm our people. You know what I mean? What have we done to one another? Looked at each other the wrong way? We looked at each other the wrong way, so that's why we gotta hate each other. You know what I mean? We think we better than one another, so we gotta look at each other a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. If there's anyone that needs love, it's our people. And we should expect no one that hates us to love us. You know what I mean? Why try to hate someone that's hated? Why try to make someone that's hated us for over 400 years try to love us? Why are we trying to make them have a change of heart? You know what I mean? We should have a change of heart when it comes to each other. You understand? That's when we should have a change of heart. When it comes to another black or Hispanic, you know what I mean? We should have a change of heart and give them some compassion. Give them some mercy. You know what I mean? Give them some forgiveness. You know what I mean? As much as we forgive this man that has, done far worse than any of us could have done to one another. You know what I mean? As much love as we give to them. Good night. If we just gave a fraction of that to each other, you know what I mean? This kingdom would change overnight. You know what I mean? We would change this kingdom overnight. You know what I mean? We would join together. You understand? Like, that's the whole point, man. You understand? Like, listen, when Puerto Ricans start to see black people as their brothers, when Mexicans start to see blacks and Haitians and, West Indians as their brothers, you know what I mean? We will change this kingdom. You know what I mean? And we start to truly see, who we've loved for so long, who was the oppressor, who was the descendants of our slave masters, who we've loved for so long. And we start to see their true nature, and we start to analyze it and say, this is an enemy to us all. We must separate from this man. There's no integrating, you know what I mean? There's no inclusion, you know what I mean? There's no inclusion of our people into this society, into their society. You know what I mean? There's no inclusion that, would be equal. You know what I mean? When it comes to employment, our people are going to have a higher unemployment rate than our oppressor. You know what I mean? Because this is their kingdom, and who they look out is for their people. They love each other. Meanwhile, we hate each other. They love each other. That's why when we talk about the employment rate of blacks and Hispanics versus the employment rate, the employment rate of Caucasians, and the financial wage gaps between our people, we can clearly see a definitive difference. You know what I mean? Our blacks and Hispanics are clearly making less money than the average Caucasian male, you know what I mean, or Caucasian woman in this kingdom. Why? Because Caucasian people, European people, you know what I mean, of European descent, love each other. You understand? And uh they're not going to feed you before they feed their own. And they shouldn't. You know what I mean? They should not feed their own. They should not feed us before they feed their own people. I don't expect them to. You know what I mean? Uh, I don't expect them to. However, you know what I mean? We should feed our own people before we feed them. You understand? That's what we should do. Feed our own people before we feed them. You know what I mean? And exclude ourselves from their society. You know what I mean? Because trying to change their society is never going to work. Trying to change their society in order to accommodate us, you know, equally to their people will never be. That will never be. You understand? That will never be the case. The only way we can determine our financial wages, the only way we can determine that is by, you know, separating from this society completely. You know what I mean? Separating from all of their, you know, what you know, all of the business, all of the essential businesses. You understand? Right now, we should become the essential business. You know what I mean? People need face masks. Let's not go to the oppressor to get the face mask. You understand? Let's make our own face mask and sell them. You know what I mean? Separate from the society. You know what I mean? Let's give each other, and let's support black business. Let's support each other. You know what I mean? And stop supporting our oppressor. You know what I mean? Let's stop giving them all of our love. You know what I mean? Let's stop joining our sons to their daughters. You know what I mean? Let's give. That's how, like, you know what I mean? When you, as a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, man or woman, when you decide to marry outside of your race, you show that you hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You show that you hate your people when you date outside of your ethnic group. When you marry outside of your ethnicity, you're proving that you hate your people. You know what I mean? You're giving your love to another people, and you're proving that you hate your people when you do that. You know what I mean? This is all we have to do. You know what I mean? This is all we have to do. Never marry outside of our race. You know what I mean? Reserve our business for black and Hispanic businesses. You know what I mean? Come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying become some type of lawless cat in his kingdom. You know, that's not what I'm saying, because, listen, the Most High is so righteous that you could keep all of his laws. You could keep all of the Most High's laws and still keep the laws of this kingdom. You understand? All of his laws and still keep the laws of this kingdom. And anything that you're uncertain of, you can call for counsel and get clarity on. All right? So, by no means are we saying that. But, let me make sure. I'm gonna run on too long. You understand? Bear with me 1 second. Just bear with me. Alright. Yeah, but we gotta give our love to our people, man. That's only right. You understand? This brother funny. You understand? What? Who the hell? Brother, you understand? Most High in Christ. He said Moses became the first superhero. Because we have Stockholm Syndrome. Hey, listen, that is definitely right. the brother just hit a major point. You understand? That was a wonderful statement that brother made right there. He said, because we have, let me make sure you're a brother though. Reuben Fing. Okay. Reuben. You were our one. Alright. I don't know what that thing is on that end. But he said, because we have Stockholm Syndrome. You know what I mean? Definitely, we do have Stockholm Syndrome, man. And you know, and just for those that don't know what Stockholm Syndrome is when you begin to identify or empathize with your captor. You know what I mean? Which is what our people do when we identify with our captor, when we embrace his when we embrace his culture. You understand? When we embrace Thanksgiving and all of these wicked holidays and homosexuality and abortion and all of the ideologies, Christianity and Islam and things of that nature. When we, that's how we identifying with our captor. Our captor, because they enslaved us. They put us into slavery. You understand? They put us into slavery. And, you know what I mean? That's how we identify with them. And we empathize with them because, clearly whenever we start talking about the judgment that our people, the judgment that is necessary for our... All right, Most High Christ, brother. You understand? Most High Christ, man. You better get up in them classes, man. You know what I mean? And make sure you fill out that attendance link, all right? That's what I want to see you do. Fill out that attendance link that Rock put in the chat. You know what I mean? Get you a real Hebrew name up in the UPK, all right, Doc? You know what I'm saying? And come up in here strong and hold it down. You know what I'm saying? What city and state you in? You know what I mean? Type in your city and state. Alright? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We empathize with them, you know what I mean? Because, whenever we talk about justice that must be fulfilled, you know what I mean? And, for our nation's sake, you know what I mean? There's always going to be some traitorous Negro that sides with our oppressor. You know what I mean? That sides with them. Although they put us into slavery, they made us pick their cottons in the field. You know what I mean? They enslaved our forefathers and our foremothers and raped them and raped our forefathers and our foremothers. You know what I mean? And did us dirty inside of this kingdom and continue to do us dirty. You know what I mean? Yet and still we empathize with them. You know what I mean? That's why Christianity is so diabolical too. You know what I mean? Christianity is so diabolical in that sense. You know what I mean? But something else I want to go over before I tap out of this class. That's why you have black on. So we went over why you got the black on black crime, right? We went over why we had black on black crime. Now I want to talk about the biblical solution for black on black crime. What's going on here? I want to make sure. Oh, that's a bad hit. Slocky. That's a bad hit. Okay. Let's see where we at. Slocky, y'all. Bear with me. Alright, no sweat. I don't see where I put it at. Shit. Alright, no sweat, y'all. No sweat. Let's see what it do, man. Let's see if I can ride this thing out, alright? Alright. So with that being said though, right? When we talking about so we talk about where black on black crime comes from, alright? Now, we talk about our people joining together. Matter of fact, let's go to Zephaniah 2 and 1 too. We'll go to Zephaniah 2 and 1. And then we'll move on from there, alright? Move on from Zephaniah 2 and 1, alright? Da, 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 da. Y'all roll with me. Alright. Roll with me on this. Okay. Let's keep it solid. Alright. I might have to pull a fast one. Y'all know I do that thing sometimes. I'll be playing with these pages, be sticking. So I ain't trying to be messing with these pages. Let's go to Zephaniah 2 and 1. Alright. Zephaniah 2 and 1. Y'all rock with me on that. We gonna bust it down and keep it pushing from there. Alright. What's going on with this dog? Alright. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. You know what I mean? Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. You know what I mean? Like, our people come together, man. It's going to be something heavy. You know what I mean? And we are definitely not desired inside of this kingdom, because we can be brutalized, we can be murdered left and right. You know what I mean? We can get choked out, we can get lynched. You understand? We can get choked out, lynched, shot dead in the street. You know what I mean? And no one will ever come to our aid. You understand? It's almost like if you want to murder somebody, murder a black or Hispanic. You know what I mean? We are not desired. Nobody desires us inside of this kingdom, man. You know what I mean? We are not desired. You know what I mean? Not by our oppressor, not by our so-called leaders. It doesn't matter who we talking about. We are not desired inside of this kingdom. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to aspire to be like the oppressor. You know what I mean? In every sense. All right, we are not the ones that are desired, and you know, it's been proven time and time again. You know what I mean? Like when we talking about genocide, you talk about genocide. You know what I mean? And you make the link to a monstrous woman named Margaret Sanger, who had the intention to exterminate the so-called Negro population and started opening up abortion clinics inside of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian neighborhoods, you know what I mean, with the sole intent to murder, you know what I mean, to exterminate, commit genocide on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I mean? It's clear that we're not desired. You know what I mean? When you look at our people and you see that we are murdered in this kingdom, you know what I mean, dead in the street, and there's never any justice that's received for that. You know what I mean? We can clearly observe that we're not desired. You know what I mean? Look at the Hispanic tribe. Look at Isupk. Look at the Mexicans. Look at the El Salvadorians. You know what I mean? Look at all the South American Hispanic brothers and sisters who are being detained at the U.S. border in the inhumane treatment that they're enduring being over there. You know what I mean? Is it because they are a desired people? No, the reason why they live under those circumstances, the reason why they suffer these great things is because they are people that are not desired. You know what I mean? Because we are the ones that are niggas, spicks, and wetbacks. That's why. You know what I mean? We are not desired in this kingdom. You know what I mean? And the same one that calls us niggas, spicks, and wetbacks, and, you know, murders us in the street, and puts crack in our communities and opens up abortion clinics in our neighborhoods and puts traitorous spiritual leaders, erect spiritual traitorous spiritual leaders to keep us, submissive and subject under our oppressor. You know what I mean? These listen, we are not, listen, man. We look at what's going on out here for real, and we must absolutely understand that we are not desired in this kingdom. Never think that you are desired in this kingdom. You know what I mean? No matter what your social status is, you know what I mean? No matter if you have a well-paying job in this society or what have you, nothing you will ever do will increase your value to them. You know what I mean? You could be a millionaire and you can still get murdered by the police. You know what I mean? You're invaluable to them. You know what I mean? By in every way, you're invaluable to them. Please understand that. You know what I mean? Never think that whatever you do or become in this kingdom will ever determine, whether you are something or not. You'll still be the monkey. You'll still be the monkey and the talks, you know what I mean, behind your back. You'll still be the ape and the you know what I mean. All of this, you'll be whatever derogatory term they use towards our people, you know what I mean. Racial slurs, the racial slurs that they use towards our people in order to, make us believe that we're inferior and they're superior. All of these things, that they use to spiritually maim our people, we'll definitely have to see that. You understand? They use all of these things to destroy us, and it will continue to be that. You know what I mean? It will always be that. Whatever they use to spiritually maim us will continue to be that. It doesn't matter how successful you become. You know what I mean? You'll always be that. You'll always be mistreated. You know what I mean? There will be no, fair treatment for you because you're not them. You understand? You're the one that everyone can, man, I almost said something wild. But listen, you're the one that everyone can do dirty and get away with it. We're the ones that, listen, let you go out there and murder a white man. You understand? You are getting lethal injection if you don't get murdered on the spot. But you ain't getting away with that. You understand? Let you go out there and murder a white man. There will be no compassion and no mercy. You know what I mean? No compassion, no mercy at all. You know what I mean? But let them murder one of our people. You know what I mean? You get away with it. You listen. You can murder one of our people, and you won't get charged for the crime until a month later. Until it's what did they call that? Man, it was a term that they used for the recent event, the recent act of terrorism by those two, that hate crime that was committed. What was that? Not terrorism, but that hate crime. It was a term used for that hate crime in relation to the internet and how, that provoked it to lead to an arrest of them. However, regardless of what the term that was used, you know what I mean? They commit them hate crimes because they say we're invaluable. You know what I mean? Nobody will care if we kill this monkey. You understand? That's how they feel. No one will care if we kill this monkey right here, right now. You know what I mean? We'll get away with it. You know what I mean? We'll get away with killing this monkey that's running down the street. You know what I mean? That's horrible. Like, good night. We are not desired, and we should start to look. We should start to look. It say, gather yourself together. Yea, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. You know what I mean? The enemies, you know, to our people are all the same. Listen, America has allies. You know, Iran has allies. North Korea has allies. You know what I mean? These nations have allies. Now, if there's any nation that should be allied, you know what I mean, with one another, it should be so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Because it's clear to see that we all have a common enemy. You understand? We all have a common enemy. So why in the hell wouldn't we be allies to one another? You know what I mean? Why would we be enemies with each other when we could be allies? Wouldn't it be more beneficial to us to be allies? You know what I mean? In this war that is clearly against all of us. You know what I mean? It's a war going on. And it's clearly it's clearly against all of us. You know what I mean? It's not just against, you know, Puerto Ricans. It's not just against Mexicans. It's not just against blacks. You know what I mean? However, what it is against all so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So with that being said, let's join together. You understand? Let's join together, man. Understand, listen, how are we going to join together? The way that we join together is first understanding that we have a common identity. The common identity that we have is, you know, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you know, first of all, putting off all of the ways that we currently identify ourselves and come back to our authentic identity, which is us being the 12 tribes that make up the nation of Israel. Let's come back to that. Let's understand that that's who we are first. You understand? And then not only that, but furthermore, that we have a whole system of laws that are relevant and specific to our nation of people that we must abide by in order to remain strong. You understand? And we start to understand, you know, this is who we are. These are our laws, you know, and we completely separate from this society and fully embrace our true identity, our true heritage. We come back to celebrating the Passover. We come back to celebrating the Day of Atonement and the Feast on Unleavened Bread. You know what I mean? And we stop, you know, lying, and we stop stealing, and we stop trying to be like the oppressor, because of course he's the liar, he's the thief. You know what I mean? That's where we get that from. You know what I mean? We stop lying, we stop stealing, we stop committing adultery. Lucky, you understand? But we stop doing all of these things because these are things that are, you know, that our law contains. You understand? That's why I'm saying that. So we come back to who we are. This is how we gonna gather together. You know, I'm not talking about just coming through and having a unity camp. You understand? I'm not talking about, you know, none of that garbage. I'm not talking about coming together and having a block party or marching down the streets and we want justice and we want it now and, you know, putting up signs and nothing like that. That's not gonna get us anywhere. We've been doing that for an eternity, and we still haven't seen any results. You understand? We've been doing that same nonsense forever. Now it's time to do what's real and what's necessary. And what's real and what's necessary is for us to understand, you know, that we've been deprived of our identity and our heritage. You understand? Understanding that, and then now let's seek for it, let's find it. And when we seek for it and find it, you know, Isupk, since 69, under command of General Yohana, we've been dropping it. You understand? Irrefutably so. You understand that, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the Israelites in that Bible. You understand? So now when we come back and we find out who we are, that's how we will join together and be one again. You understand? We will gather ourselves together. You know what I mean? That's the only way you could ever have so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian unity. You know what I mean? And it be successful. You know what I mean? There's been times where our people tried to come together before. You know what I mean? We've tried to come together plenty of times. You got, the Black Panthers, and you got Islam, and, all of these different so-called, pro-black religious sects or organizations that we've all infused ourselves into. You know what I mean? And eventually, because it's not of the Most High, man, it ain't of the Lord, it's going to come to nothing. You know what I mean? That's why the Black Panthers ain't what they was. That's why whatever, blackity black nonsense that we are, how do you say that? Wrapped up in, it's never been as beneficial as the Bible could be. You know what I mean? Given you learn it from a real priest and prophet of the Most High. You understand? Who has the truth. And listen, the only place you're going to get the truth, you know what I mean? I know, you know what I'm saying, when you start trying to find the truth, you start looking everywhere. And there's so many cats that trying to scatter you into different places that it's hard to find the right place. But I'm going to tell you this, you know what I mean? When you want to find the truth of anything, you get to the essence of it. You know what I mean? The Isupk is where all of these other, you know what I mean? I don't really want to, and not even that I'm trying to bash them or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I hope all them brothers come back home, you know what I'm saying, and fully soldier up and get right with the Lord or what have you like that. But when you look at all of them, they all come from the Isupk. They all break-offs. You understand? So what I'm saying is, if you want to learn the truth, if you want to find out who you are, the only place you're going to find out who you are and how to combat the oppressors successfully is, in the Isupk under Commander General Yana. That's the only place you're going to find out how to do it. You know what I'm saying? There's so much confusion going on out here. You know what I mean? You fall up under one of these other cats and you'll be doing life in a penitentiary. You know what I mean? Because they don't have the truth. They don't have the truth. You know what I mean? They might know the 12 tribes chart and, things of that nature, but ultimately they don't have the truth. You know what I'm saying? They're young. They ain't been around that long. They don't know what's going on like that. You understand? They don't understand the seriousness of what this truth is about. You know what I mean? Because if they did, they would be up in this body. You know what I mean? But UPK is the one body of Christ on this earth. And this is the only place you're going to learn the truth according to the Most High. You understand? So we come up in here, man, and we come to the truth. Man, listen, we'll work wonders in this kingdom. We will absolutely destroy this kingdom. You know what I mean? Because this kingdom thrives off of our destruction. You know what I mean? This kingdom thrives off this kingdom was built off of our destruction, off of oppressing us. You know what I mean? They were built off of it. So, let me read on. What was that? Oh, get that right. All right. See ya. Oh. Bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to see something. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to see something right quick. Oh, damn. Right when I was trying to see the brother's jump. Y'all bear with me 1 second. It's a lot. I'm gonna try it. With me. I need to get that. All right. Just gotta juice this joint up. Make sure everything is right. Alright, it's locked. Okay. Put that right there. No sweat. Hey, I'm gonna get what your question was. You know what I mean? I just gotta get some juice on that thing. And once I do, I definitely answer that question. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So with that being said, where we was at. All right. Let's go to bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to get back to where I was at. All right. I had it on the jack first, so you know what I mean. When I switch off, I'm gonna come back over here, and then once I do, we be smooth again. All right. So, That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. Right. Might have to go to the jump. All right. Go to the jump real quick. And then I'll be able to get back with it. All right. Ding, 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 ding. All right. So, Habakkuk. Zephaniah is right after Habakkuk. All right. Damn, man. It's a lot here, y'all. This joint taking a minute. I don't know. Trying to stall the priest out. We'll be back with it, though. No sweat. Alright. Now I got it. Alright. So, boom. Nigga. Zephaniah chapter 2, and then we actually gonna drop down to we'll drop down to verse 3. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth. All right. Seek ye the Lord, all the meek of the earth. All right. Listen, you gotta humble yourself to come to the Lord. You understand? You can't be thinking that you know every goddamn thing upon the sun or what have you just because you got some gray hairs. You don't know every goddamn thing. All right. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's cats out here that got gray hairs. And yet and still, they molesting little girls. Your Christian pastor got all the gray hairs, and he in the back molesting little children. All right, he doesn't know everything because he got some age on him. All right, he, you know what I mean. He's jacked up in the game. You know what I mean. He's very jacked up in the game. He's a dishonorable. He's a dishonorable figure. You know what I mean. One that should definitely never be followed with all of his gray hairs. All right. Seek ye out the Lord, all ye meek of the earth. You know what I mean? I know they say it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, but listen here. You know what I mean? You're going to have to be destroyed. You're going to have to be humbled and to get up in this truth, man. You're not going to come up in here with no prideful, you know, boastful spirit like you on top of the world and you know every goddamn thing. Negro, if you knew every goddamn thing, you would be doing very well. You understand? You know what I mean? How the heck you know every goddamn thing and you still in search for who you are? With all the gray hairs in your head, you still searching for who the heck you are. You understand? Listen, you gonna have to humble your goddamn self down. You know what I mean? Understand. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? The Lord come to you when he come to you. You know what I'm saying? He call you when he call you, and you answer that thing when you answer it. You know what I mean? When he wants you to answer it. And it is what it is. But don't be a prideful bastard, man. You understand? Humble yourself down. Or else you'll never get this truth, man. Because you'll always think, oh, I know this, I know that, I know who I am. You know what I mean? And realistically, you do not know who you are. You know what I mean? We before any of us found the truth, we didn't know who we was. So it don't matter you know, how long you been on the goddamn earth. Humble your goddamn self down, man. You know what I mean? Don't think that, listen, man, I can't get with none of that. You know what I'm saying? I done lived all of this and did all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Who cares about what you did, You understand? I don't care how many Negroes you done shot, how many packs you done flipped, how much money you done got. It doesn't matter. You understand? I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, no matter how much packs we flipped, no matter how many people we shot, how gangster we was, you know what I'm saying? None of that, with all of that we did, we still never had the truth. We still never had the truth. You know what I mean? Because had we had the truth, we would have never sold all those drugs. Because we would have known that, you know what I mean? And if you did sell drugs and you so-called knew the truth, then you was a sucker. You know what I mean? You was a sucker because why? Because the CIA put drugs purposely, strategically in black communities. Now, why do you think they did that? You know what I mean? So now, you know that somebody strategically put drugs in your neighborhood. You know what I mean? And these ain't just like no light things. You know what I'm saying? These are hardcore drugs, narcotics in your neighborhood. They put them in your neighborhood. Why? Because they don't care if you're destroyed by them. You know what I mean? They would much rather you destroy yourself with crack, with heroin. You understand? They would much rather you destroy yourself like that. You know what I mean? So now when we talk about, I sold all the drugs and you think you know the goddamn truth, you know what I mean? And you got all this experience in selling all the drugs. You know what I mean? I'm the most experienced, you know what I'm saying, in selling the most drugs. You're not, listen, you don't have the truth though. Regardless. Humble yourself down, You know what I mean? Drugs was put into our communities to destroy us. You know what I mean? You sell drugs and you was good at it, you destroyed your people. You don't get no hand claps for that. You don't get no applause for that. You know what I mean? There's nothing honorable about it. There's nothing wise. There's nothing intelligent about, you know what I'm saying, doing it. You know what I mean? Like, if you did it, you should be ashamed. You know what I'm saying? That's how you should look at it. You should be ashamed. You should hate that you sold crack. We should hate that we sold, weed to each other and sold crack to each other. We should hate that we sold dope to another brother or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We should hate it. And only if you hate it, then you'll be able to receive the truth. You know what I mean? And you know, then you'll be able to seek out the Lord. That's the only way you'll be able to find the Most High. That's the only way you'll be able to find the truth. Like, we all want to know, you know, if there's a God. You understand? I don't know nobody that ain't never asked themselves that goddamn question, like, is there a God? And wanted to find out if there was a God or something like that. You know what I mean? But you'll never find the Lord. You'll never find the Lord if you don't humble yourself. You know what I mean? Stop thinking that you know everything, because you don't know everything. You know what I mean? You don't know anything. You know what I mean? You might as well just, you know, you'd be better off saying, listen, I've been a big dummy my whole life. You understand? And I need to stop being a dummy and come up in here and get right. You know what I mean? That would be the better thing to do. You know what I mean? That's a more honorable thing to do and say. Okay? Alright? Y'all bear with me. You know what I'm saying? Let's read on though. Where was that? Seek ye out the Lord, all ye meek of the earth. Alright? Which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness. Seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Right? So now, seek righteousness, seek meekness. Humble yourself down, man. You know, in order to get this truth and understand what righteousness is, first and foremost, you're going to have to humble yourself. You know what I mean? And understand that you don't know everything. You know what I mean? All right? That's one. Then, you got to seek the righteousness. All right? Once you find out what righteousness really is, now you're going to see, you're going to be like, man, this is hard. You know what I'm saying? All right, no sweat. You know, I can't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Seek that righteousness. You know what I mean? I can't sleep with another man's woman. Seek the righteousness. You know what I mean? That's righteous to not do those things. You know what I mean? I'm going to come serve the Lord. I'm going to go to camp. You know what I mean? I'm going to get an all black, you know what I mean, boots, shirts, headband, war scarf. I'm going to come through. I'm going to soldier up and get right and be who the Lord called me to be. You know what I mean? I'm going to seek this righteousness. I'm going to get up in these classes. I'm going to stay locked in or what have you. And I'm going to do what the Lord asked me to do. You know what I mean? I'm going to seek righteousness. We start to really make a change, you know what I mean, to who we was formerly. You know what I mean? That old man or that old woman, you know what I mean? We start to make that change. And now, you know what I mean, you could start to see the Lord's anger. The Lord's anger is raining down on his kingdom now. This ain't like the end all be all neither. You know what I'm saying? This is just a slight expression of the Most High's anger when you witnessing this COVID-19. You understand? But if you have been troubled mentally by this COVID-19, if you have been mentally shooken, you know what I mean, with the COVID-19 out here, you know what I mean, now it's time to Salaki, y'all, man. You know what I mean? Now it's time to buckle down. You know what I mean? Now it's not time to be messing around. You know what I mean? If you have been shaken up, you better get up in here, man, and ride out like you supposed to. All right? Definitely. Hold on. Ding. Yeah, but definitely. You know what I'm saying? Seek the righteousness. You know what I mean? Because it's only going to be more of the Lord's anger expressed here, man. Man, I can only listen. Right now, we starting to see some of what it's looking like. Some of what it's looking like. You know, when, you know, it's not even, you know, the product, the supply is there. There's enough to supply the demand that is being had right now. You know what I mean? I mean, and what is being supplied and what's in demand that's being supplied is not really essential. You understand? I mean, tissue, toilet tissue. All right, there's other ways, you know what I'm saying, you can handle that business. But I mean, toilet tissue and hand sanitizer and face mask. I mean, it's not really, you know, essential like that. But we starting to get a taste of what it would start to look like if essential things started to become bare. You know what I mean? If essential things started to become very scarce. You know what I mean? Right now, you got people getting all the tissue. They getting all the tissue and all the face masks, and you know they buying all the Lysol and the Lysol wipes and disinfectant and this and disinfectant that and gloves and stuff like that. They getting all of it. You know what I'm saying? And people are fighting for it and all of this, right? So now we starting to get a little taste of what it's starting to look like, right? Now, I can only imagine how much worse it would be if food became, you know, a problem. If food became a problem, and now you can start to imagine what type of, you know, scavenger would go on. Salakia. Hold on one second. We don't even desire ourselves, brother. Only if they can profit. Isn't it righteous thing to recompense those who trouble us? Okay, isn't it a righteous thing to recompense those who trouble us? It sounds like you got a scripture. It sounds like you got a scripture that you don't understand. So if you post that scripture, I'll try to touch that up real quick. But just to answer your question, you know, short. Let me see. Where's the righteous acts? Yeah, just to answer that question short, you know what I mean? Isn't it righteous to recompense those that trouble us? That's what you said, right? To recompense those that trouble us. Okay, but you want to understand, first and foremost, who's troubling us? Who is troubling us? Who's troubling us is the so-called white man, biblically speaking, which would be the Edomites, all right? And, you know, when you get into the spirit of who Esau is, you know what I mean, in Genesis, it's also applicable to Cain, you know what I mean? The spirit of the white man was in Cain, and the Lord said, you know what I mean, whoever take vengeance on Cain, vengeance shall fall on him sevenfold, paraphrasing. You know what I mean? The Lord has something in store for our oppressor. He has something greater than you or I could ever imagine. You understand? He has a recompense that is special to him. You know what I mean? And how dare you or I interfere with it? You know what I mean? Who am I to interfere with the Lord's judgment? You know what I mean? The scriptures say vengeance is of the Lord. You know what I mean? Vengeance comes from the Most High. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. You know what I mean? We don't have the right to go out there and go murder anyone. You understand? That would not be righteous. You understand? Especially when we in the condition that we in. You know what I mean? The best thing that we could do is focus on, you know, being who the Lord called us to be, to provoke the Most High to execute the judgment on our oppressor, on the man that troubles us. You know what I mean? When we come back to serving the Most High, he'll hear our prayer. He'll hear the prayer of Israel. When we pray for the destruction of our oppressor, he'll hear it and he'll send a COVID-19. You understand? That's what the Most High will do. He'll hear our prayers. He'll send a COVID-19 to collapse the economy of our oppressor, to trouble the oppressor who has troubled us for so long. You know what I mean? He will destroy their economy. He will destroy their kingdom. You understand? You know what I mean? The vengeance is going to come from the Most High. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Okay. No sweat. You know what I mean? But with that being said, though, you know what I'm saying? No sweat. You know what I mean? Just make sure you stay up in them classes, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out here and start, cracking Edomites' necks. You know what I mean? Don't start spinning blocks on the Edomites. You understand? We don't need that, you know what I'm saying? You be another brother laid out in the street, and that'll do nothing. And I tell you what, when you do that, you know what I'm saying? Like when it say vengeance going to fall on us sevenfold, like if you know anything about when you you upset the police when you get away from the police. You understand? When you get away from the police, the next brother that gets posted, he pays for it. You understand? He pays for you getting you outwitted the police. You outsmarted the police that time. But we're the next monkey we post up, he's gonna get it. We're gonna beat him down. You understand? We're gonna choke this monkey out because the last monkey got away. You understand? So what you think gonna happen if you kill a police officer? You know what they gonna do? They gonna put tape over their badges and say, we don't give a dang, we riding out today. You know what I mean? Somebody did you know anything about that officer that was murdered? You know what I mean? They gonna post you up and say, you know anything about that officer that was murdered? Nah. You gonna look at their badge number and you gonna see they got a strip of tape over the badge. You know what I mean? Because that means it's kill a monkey season right now. Because somebody got one of us and all of you will get it because you got one of us. You understand? So, you might want to fall back on that. You know what I mean? If you don't want to see your people messed up, fall back, You know what I mean? If you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to obey the Lord and, you know what I'm saying, respect the vengeance that belong to the Most High. You know what I mean? At least with your brother, have mercy on your brother for your brother's sake. You know what I mean? And understand that, shoot, even if I murder a police officer and get away with it, the next black man is going to pay that gets pulled over for a traffic stop. He's going to get shot in his car because I killed a police officer. You know what I mean? The next sister that gets pulled over and starts running her mouth to the police, she's going to get lynched in a cell. You understand? So, let's not worry about. Let's worry. The only man or woman we need to be worrying about killing. All right. There's only one man. Now I'm gonna give you this. There is one man you can kill. All right. You can kill this man and you can kill this woman. All right. And this man you could kill, and you can get justice for what happened to you. All right? The man that you can kill is yourself, the old man. All right? Not saying carnally kill yourself. What I'm saying is kill yourself spiritually. All right? Put away the, when you separate from Christianity, you might not be going to the Christian church, but everything that Christianity has left an impression on you with, kill all of that. All the impressions of Christianity that have been pressed upon you, you must kill. You understand? Or Islam, you must kill. You know what I mean? Or just the philosophy or the ideologies of society that are commonly accepted, murder that. You understand? Murder the idea that homosexuality is an alternative lifestyle in your mind. You know what I mean? Kill the idea that abortion is, lawful, and that a woman should have reproductive rights. You know what I mean? Meaning she should have the right to murder her baby. If you're a woman, you know what I mean? Stop believing in abortion. You know what I mean? Kill that inside of you. Murder that, and you know what I'm saying? Then you'll start to see this kingdom crumble. You'll recompense those that have troubled you. You know what I mean? They have troubled you with that abortion and that homosexuality and that pork is the other white meat. And you know what I mean? They've troubled us greatly with that and embedding that in our mental. You know what I mean? If we could stop thinking the way our oppressor wants us to think and start to think the way the Most High wants us to think, you know what I mean? AKA killing the old man and becoming a new man or woman, you know what I mean? Who the Lord called us to be, then we'll be solid. You understand? We'll be solid. So, you know what I mean? If you're going to kill anybody, kill the old man. All right? That's all we need to worry about. So, with that being said, I'm a little bit over the time slot. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to roll up out of here, all right? He said COVID-19. Yeah. COVID-19, doc. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, though, I'm gonna roll up out of here. So, with that, shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Raka Thumb. My brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Le Thun Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the sisters. Alright? Take this out.